Welcome to this new Consepsys document control tip of the month. This month we look at document control in the organization chart. Document control is a document management profession whose purpose is to enforce controlled processes and practices for the creation, review, modification, issuance, distribution, and accessibility of documents. A typical question that we get is, where should the document control function fit in the organization chart? And what function should they report to? Is it quality, projects, services, IT, engineering, compliance, safety? There is not one single answer to that question. Indeed, every organization is different. Depending on how the organization is structured, the document control function can report to different entities. And the document control scope can vary from a company to another, for example, with the types of documents they manage, or their involvement in different processes, or whether they work on projects or in a non-project organization. So what are the best practices? Best practice number 1, document control is different from IT. Document control is sometimes perceived as an operator of document control software, and as such they sometimes report to the IT department. In reality, document control is a profession which is completely different from IT. Software packages are just part of their tools, but it does not make sense to have document control reporting to IT. It is a profession that ensures compliance, quality, conformity, integrity, and safety of the company documentation. In case you are wondering what it means, I'd recommend that you watch our other video called What is Document Control? Best practice number 2, document control is independent from authors of documents. In order to effectively control and act as gatekeepers, it is a good practice for document controllers to be independent from authors, designers, draft people, etc. By being independent, we mean that they do not report directly to authors and draft people. Best practice number 3, document control reports to quality or compliance or the HSE department. Here HSE means health, safety, environment. The ideal position for the document control function is to report to a department that ensures their independence as well as promotes the importance of their role within the organization. And as such, the quality or compliance or HSE departments are good host organizations for the document control function. This is ideal only if these departments are an independent counterweight to engineering, projects, or the core business of the company. In this case, document control can work for different projects or different departments within the company, but their main reporting line is quality or compliance or HSE. Best practice number 4, on project, document control may report to project services. In a project environment, it may make sense that document control reports to project services. Project services typically include supporting functions such as planning, cost estimation and cost control, procurement, QA/QC, document control, contracts, risk management. But although this is a common practice, it may not be ideal because of the inherent conflict of interest, as project services typically report to project management, and this could jeopardize the independence of document control. Let's see a few examples of organization charts, including document control. As an introduction to it, the examples presented herein are for information only and at a very high level. They do not intend to represent all possible cases, configurations, companies, departments, etc. In our first example, we look at a small size company. In this case, DC can report directly to the director and would support all departments. In our second example, we are looking at an EPC company, which is a company that is in charge of delivering and executing a project in construction or infrastructure, for example, including all activities such as engineering, procurement, construction, and installation. Document control can report to the HSE department. Note that in this example, as discussed earlier, HSE is independent from the core activities of the company. Document control can also report to the quality department as shown in this second example. Example number 3, in an operating company, or a government agency or in an end-user organization. On the left-hand side, we see an example where document control fits into the compliance department. On the right-hand side, we see an example where document control fits under the HSE department as long as it is independent from projects or operations. Who do you report to in your organization? What are your day-to-day challenges if your document control position is not independent? Let us know in the comments below. If you wish to know more about document control and improve your skills in and around document control, join us in one of our courses which allow to develop your skills and get your career on the right track. We have different courses, each one designed to accompany you throughout your career in document control. You can find the link in the description below. We regularly release new content on document control, so don't forget to subscribe to this channel, to like this video, and to hit the notification bell to be notified of any useful new content.